Hey, welcome back to the channel. My name is Kaylin, and one thing I realized recently is that I don't like to vacuum. So back in April, I bought a Roomba and it's been working great. I have not had very many issues with it at all, and the issues that I did have with it, I'll go over those later. The Roomba has been super nice. It has some automations within the app, and then it can also integrate with Siri Shortcuts, so I'll teach you how to do that. The first section, of course, is setup. Honestly, setup is super easy. You take the dock, you plug it into the wall, then you plug in the vacuum, and you connect it to the dock. It connects via metal pads on each side, and it usually works very well. I have had some issues though where the Roomba does not completely connect properly, and it'll actually run out of battery while cleaning. Additionally, I have also seen it spark, which is mildly concerning, but I've only seen it happen once, and it was for half a second. So take that risk if you will. But anyway, once you plug it in, you will go ahead and go to the app where the Roomba will conduct a scan of your house. It will map out all of the walls, and then later on in the app, you'll segregate the rooms however you decide. After it does this, it kind of gives you an estimate for how long it will take to clean each room, which is kind of helpful for determining the automation piece if you want to automate it for when you're home, if you don't trust it, or if you want to automate it for at work like me. I come back home to a completely vacuumed house every day. So you can send your Roomba manually every time if you want. You can select the rooms and you can choose how thorough you want the vacuum to be. So if you have any rooms that have tile, you can choose for your Roomba to go ahead and mop that room if you want. The only downside of this is that you have to attach the mop pad. Now you may be asking, why not just always keep the mop pad attached? Well, there's some problems with that. First, it wets the mop, so it drags a wet mop onto the other floors, especially carpet. It'll leave your carpet wet, and sometimes it'll get stuck. If your carpet is too high or if you have a rug, the mop will actually get caught and your Roomba will get stuck and it won't finish cleaning at all. So I just opt to take it out and I will manually mop when I need. But instead of doing it manually, there's one thing you can do: set up automations. There's two ways to set up automations, one of which is in the app and the other is within Siri Shortcuts. I've used both and they're both fairly helpful. I have one Siri shortcut where I have it vacuum the kitchen after I'm done cooking. Well, I would just tell Siri that I'm done cooking and Roomba will come in and clean up all the crumbs. Sorry, I forgot to walk you through this. So when you go into the Roomba app, you want to go ahead and click in the top right corner under your profile, then click Connected Services. After that, you want to go ahead and click Siri Shortcuts or whatever connected thing you want to do. Then you go ahead and select the room. It will give you a phrase to use for that specific room. In this case, it's clean the kitchen, or vacuum the kitchen rather, sorry. Back to the video. However, in the app, which is what I mostly use, I will send Roomba to go ahead and deep clean the entire house, and I do this every day. In the past, I have had it do every other day, but what I found is that maintenance is so low that I can afford to do it every day, and I have fresh carpet lines in my carpet every day, and it's clean, and I really appreciate the work that the Roomba does. You can also set it for specific days. So I don't know if I previously mentioned this, but you can set it for specific days. You can choose weekends and weekdays. You can choose Monday, Wednesday, Friday, like how I used to have it. Now I choose weekdays, deep clean, and on weekends, slight clean, because I'm typically home during the weekends but away during the weekdays. So I want it to take more time when I'm away and less time when I'm around. One good thing about the automation piece is that you can actually set up zones within rooms. So if you have a room with a tile section, for example, you can go ahead and designate that area as a tiled section, and Roomba will go ahead and smartly stick within that section. Even if you're not completely accurate with your drawing on the app, you can go ahead and designate that as a tiled section, and it will actually mop that section within the carpeted area. So try that. Moving on to the next section, maintenance. One thing I've noticed is that maintenance is super low. This is one area that I'm not really concerned with the Roomba, and I wasn't sure how this was gonna go, but honestly, it is really low maintenance. You plug it in and it vacuums. Only about every 75 days or about 2.5 months do you have to change the bag that the Roomba will deposit back into the dock after every time it cleans. Also, there are two brushes on the Roomba. There's one rotating cylindrical brush and there's one rotating like sweeper brush to try to get everything in the corners, both of which need to be maintained. One issue I found is that if you have legs of a desk, for example, the rotating brush will come off. And if you have someone with really long hair around, the hair will get caught in the cylindrical brush. And maintenance for this is fairly easy. All you would need to do is just cut the hair out or put the rotating brush back on, and you're good to go. 2 points that I didn't realize that the Roomba had, one of which is a filter. So it's an air filter that you will have to replace. I try to replace it every time that I replace the trash bag in the dock. And another piece, I didn't realize you actually had to replace the brushes. So those will take longer to replace, at least for me. They need to be in pretty rough shape before I replace them. I will say I did replace them last time after about 4.5, 5 months. They're not very expensive. If you need to replace them, all you would need to do is just go onto Amazon, or you can go to the Roomba website and order a pack. I chose the Amazon route because it's typically cheaper. Also, one thing I want to note is that this thing is pretty much a pet. So for a long time, I really wanted a cat, but now that I have a Roomba, I don't think that's necessary. One thing you'll find is that this thing gets stuck anywhere it can. So you need to almost Roomba proof your house. I've had to mark off areas that it cannot go to avoid it getting stuck. So it likes to get caught in the corner of my couch. So I have to like dig and get it out and find it first of all. Another part that it gets stuck on is in my bathrooms. I have mats on the ground. It likes to yank the mats out from the bathroom and put them in my bedroom or the hallway or something. It's like a little pet. Oh, also it likes to jump on the counters. Just kidding. But it does move things around. It does get stuck. So it's like a pet in the sense that you'll come back from work or you'll come back from being away and your house will be slightly different. Mats may be moved around and objects may be pushed. If you leave things on the floor, you need to make sure to put those up. The Roomba did get stuck when I left a dryer sheet on the ground by accident. So you need to make sure that you Roomba proof your house first. Good luck. I have the Roomba 105 and it's great. It has plenty of features, some of which I don't use. I want to highlight some of the things that I don't use. I kind of mentioned it earlier, but it's mostly the mopping feature. It just simply is more troublesome than worth it to use. So I tend to just mop by myself. But if you only have tile floors, I highly suggest just keeping the mop attachment on and mopping whenever you decide. The Roomba has a feature where it can vacuum and mop at the same time. So if that interests you, please take full advantage of that. I just have too much carpet around to justify putting on and taking off the mop attachment every time I want to use it. I'll just opt to mop myself. It's not a big deal. So everything that I mentioned before, all is controlled through the app. The app is the guiding light and the source for most things, although the Roomba does have 2 buttons on it. The Roomba has a home button and a power button. They are both used for various things. And for example, if your Roomba gets caught or if your Roomba is lost, you can press the home button and it'll try to find its way home. And obviously the power button will turn on and off the Roomba. So there's 2 buttons, not too hard. Also, there's a water basin for the mop, and I don't know if you can put soap in it. I haven't, I've just been using water. Maybe that's dumb. Cut that out. Would I recommend the Roomba? I would say yes. So much so that I want to get one for my mom. The Roomba is so nice. Unless you have stairs, then you might need multiple Roombas, and even then they can't get the stairs. But regardless, if you have a flat house or a flat apartment, I would say the Roomba is worth it. It saves me 30 minutes every time I want to vacuum the house. It does it every day. It does it more than I would. It does it consistently, and it leaves the carpet lines that I really do enjoy. However, it is $300. I will say I did get it on sale. I got it for approximately $170. You can find it on sale pretty much everywhere, unless you buy it from the iRobot store, in which case you'll pay the full price. The things it does pretty well, except for mopping. I don't enjoy the mopping. Some people may have differing opinions, but when it comes to me, I don't enjoy the mopping. I do really enjoy the vacuuming. I do enjoy the thoroughness of it. It gets almost everything. I will find the random thing on the floor, but again, it's automated, something I can just pick up, and it doesn't leave big messes. The bottom line is this: if you're in the market for a Roomba, get one. If you're not, then don't. As it stands right now, I really enjoy my Roomba 105. Not too many complaints. So I hope that helps. If you have any questions about the Roomba, I'll answer them down in the comments, but please subscribe if you like the content that I'm putting out. And with that, have a good one. Peace.